What's your name?
Layla.
Layla.
What kind of activities do they like?
As I said with all the games, they love activities, but they really like activities that challenge their mind, okay? They like the word searches, the crossword puzzles, but they also like attending lectures. They go to school as an adult, it's called college, okay? That's the higher school after high school, and they like to learn about new things. The lectures that they're going through now is called learning about the Dead Sea Scrolls. So this is something important to them, and so they continue to go to school and continue to learn. So they like activities that challenge their mind.
Do they have jobs?
That's a really good question. Is most of our seniors are old enough that they can retire from their job. So they don't have to work, but many of them like to keep busy. So we do have a handful of residents that still work and get paid to work. Some of them are secretaries, some of them do woodworking, but most of our residents do something called volunteering. Does anybody know what to be a volunteer is? What is it?
Thing you have.
Okay,
You want to help.
good job. To help others, and you don't get money for it. So you do it because you just want to help others. That means to volunteer. Yes?
I actually meant, did they have jobs?
Oh, they used to have jobs. Yes, all of them had jobs at one point in time. We have seniors that are architects. We have seniors that worked for NASA, which is the space program. They were engineers. We have seniors that were homemakers. They stayed home and kept the children and kept the house in order. Many of our seniors worked in the military. They, had jobs working in the military.
My dad worked at NASA, and my mom works at, did they work at the Air Force?
Yes, many of them worked in the military, so the Air Force was one of them. But other kinds of jobs, let's see, I'm trying to think. Some were businessmen and some were lawyers. But, and the other thing that they were was a preacher. Does anybody know what a preacher is?
It's somebody who gives speeches.
Where?
All around the world.
Close.
Church? In churches.
That's right, in church. So it's called a minister or a preacher. They carry a church, a congregation. And many of our residents were a minister at one time and minister wives. All right, got next group.
Are they good with kids and do they like?
Say it a little bit louder.
Are they good with kids and do they like children?
Okay, good question. Are they good with kids and do they like children? Most of our seniors have grandchildren and great-grandchildren, okay? They love to see their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Many of them live away, so they come to visit, so they do enjoy seeing their children when they come. A lot of our seniors are very quiet, okay? They're not loud like I am. They're very quiet. They are very reserved. They usually don't speak unless they're spoken to, kind of thing. So they like it when children respect that and think about things before you talk. But they do like children, and they enjoy having them around.
Do they like traveling around?
Great question. Every day we go someplace where they live. We plan trips and outings. And so we travel. Now, we do a lot of trips that are just during the day. Now, the seniors themselves, some of them still travel long distances by getting on an airplane. Some of them travel to foreign countries. That means traveling internationally. They go to Spain and Ireland and all of that. England. So very few. We don't have a lot that travel far away because they don't like to be far away from home. but most of them ride our bus and we drive to places to travel. Great question. All right, Ms. Wood.
Do they play bingo?
Good question. I don't know how you thought about that, but that's a great question. Does everybody know what bingo is?
Yeah.
Do you guys play bingo at some time?
Yeah,
Okay.
we played it in kindergarten.
Okay. Well, bingo is like a board game, and the answer is yes, they do like to play bingo. A handful of them meet twice a week. On Wednesdays and on Fridays, they play bingo for an hour. And when they win bingo, they actually get a little coupon. They win a coupon, and if they collect so many coupons, they can turn those coupons in and win a prize. So different kinds of things they can win from prizes. So a group of them like to play bingo.
How old are they, and how old do you have to be to live at the Chesapeake?
Another great question. Really good question. The majority, the big group of seniors that live at the Chesapeake are 70, 80, and 90 years old. We have about 3 residents that are 100 years old. That's a lot of years. But to come to the Chesapeake and live, you have to be 65 years old. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Next group.
Do they have TVs?
Good question. Yes. I think that almost all the residents, and we have about 400 residents that live at the Chesapeake, they all have televisions. Now, you asked the question about what kind of television they have. Some of them have the old-fashioned kind of television, which is like really big and bulky. The other group of residents have brand new televisions, the flat screen televisions that are really skinny. They also have what you hear HD channels, which are the digital channels. They have that. So they have cable and they can watch TV. Their favorite program, they have 2 favorite programs to watch. Anyone guess what one of their favorite programs is?
The news?
Close, close. That's probably 3rd.
Sports?
No, it's a specific program that comes on at 7 o'clock at night. What was it? Yeah. Wheel of Fortune! He guessed it! And they spin the wheel. They love Wheel of Fortune, and what comes on after Wheel of Fortune?
On Wonder Channel?
No.
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy!
No,
They guessed both of them. Those are their 2 favorite programs. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Do they write letters? Yes, they do write letters. They come from a generation of people that letter writing was what they did. That's all they did. They did not have computers the way that we have. So they had to write letters, and they loved writing cards to each other. So they loved to give each other birthday cards and get well cards and things like that. So they do write letters. Some had typewriters, and actually the computers have, replaced typewriters because it's hard to find parts for typewriters now because they're getting older. But most of them, if they want to type, they come up. We have a workstation. If they don't have a computer, we give them a computer to use, and they can type on that. But that's a great question.
Do they have computers like back then, like there were little thingies that they had like a circle, then a lie down, and you push that, then like once you got to the end of the row, you'd have to like push this side
And that's a
back.
typewriter. That's called a typewriter, I think. Yeah. They don't have those anymore. All right, you guys want to do your questions?
We already did that.
No, you didn't? All right. What are we, ready?
What do they do for fun?
What do they do for fun? Let me see. I had a list so long. We mentioned card games. We mentioned traveling. They love to watch movies. We watch movies every Saturday night. They like to talk with their friends and family and visit. They love to knit. Do you know what knitting is?
I crochet.
Crochet. They love to do that. They love to do this. What's this?
Jumping jacks.
And that's exercise. They love to do exercise. They write letters. You asked that question. They like to eat at new restaurants. We talked about that. They love to shop.
Oh, I love shopping.
And they love to read. So those are all the things they like to do.
Did they go to school?
Yes, good question. Did they go to school? Many of them not only went to elementary school, but they went to high school, and many of them went on to college. As I mentioned to you, some of them were teachers, they were engineers, they were architects, so they had to go to school to learn how to do that. But many of our residents had to work. They had to pay bills for their family, so they went to work doing different kinds of things, or they went into the military. Because during their time when they were younger, things were not calm in the world, so they had to join the military to help defend the United States. All right, who hasn't asked questions yet? Okay.
Do any of them speak other languages?
Oh, good question. I have a list of all the different languages they spoke. Let me try to find that list. Huh?
One of them is English.
Yeah, one of them is English, yes.
French?
Yep, they speak French, they speak English,
Spanish?
they speak Spanish, and we have some that speak Chinese.
Korean?
I don't know if we have any people that can speak Korean, but we also have people that are from the Philippines, and they speak Filipino. Filipino, is that the language? I'm not sure if that is or not, but we might have a few. Now remember I told you, these seniors have traveled all over the world. They have visited 75 countries. We just did a travel project, and all of the residents gave me a list of the countries they visited. They have visited not only countries, but in the United States. All of the United States have been visited by our seniors, and 75 countries. And we put out a big world map, and we put push pins where everybody has been, and it was amazing. It really was.
You have to travel all around the road to get in the Chesapeake.
No.
This is a film.
No.
This is a first. Do any of them speak Russian?
I don't know. We have someone that speaks fluent German. She actually was born in Germany, but became a U.S. citizen. So she speaks German. I'm not sure that she speaks Russian, though. Anybody else have a question?
I've been to Germany.
Really? Been to Germany. That's wonderful.
Can you help us learn? Can seniors help us learn?
Of course they can help you learn. Remember what we said. If they have lived a life full of experiences and adventures, so they most definitely can help you learn. All right, who hasn't asked any questions? Got them all?
Uh-huh. One thing I want to clarify is when Ms. LaFrance says they can speak lots of languages, she doesn't mean every person knows every language.
Correct.
But different people know a different language. So with all those 400 people in a group, many of them know probably one other language.
Right.
They don't all speak the whole list of languages, she said. And they haven't all been to
No.
75 countries.
No.
Right. Some of
But
them.
I'll tell you, I mean, at least 100 of them have been. I mean, they have traveled so extensively, it shocked me when I found out.
Let's go back to Marissa's question. You asked, do they eat the same food every day? And the answer was no, just like we don't. But let's find out where they might eat. Do you have
We actually,
cafeteria, or-
we actually have a cafeteria in the building. So they can eat there every day. And we also have a little cafe that can make like sandwiches and soup, things like that. But the main cafeteria is very formal. They have to dress nice to go into that cafeteria. They can't wear shorts, they can't wear jeans, and of course they can't wear a bathing suit to go in. So they have to dress nice like they were going to a very nice restaurant. but they can order off the menu, and there are usually many entrees, which are your main courses to choose from. So they might have chicken, they might have meatloaf, special nights they have steak, they have shrimp, you know, there's all kinds of things. The menu is very extensive. And that might be one of the questions that you ask when you write your pen pal, and they can include a menu so that you can see it. Maybe they'll mail you a menu so you'll see all the different kinds of things they eat.
Do any of them like outdoor activities or things like dancing? Or?
We used to have a dance group where we had a musician come in and do that. Not many of them dance, you know, like you think of how dancing is. They might do slow dancing because as we get older, we lose some of our balance, you know, keeping us straight up. And the seniors don't want to fall and hurt themselves, so they don't dance. But as you'll see in some of the pictures I brought with me today, they do like to be outside and they do like to do different kinds of activities outside.
Now I know of some seniors that do some line dancing.
Yes, we do.
Classes.
That is correct. We do have line dancing. You all know what line dancing is?
No.
Okay, well it's a group of people who get together and they all do the same dance at the same time. So they're all moving in the direction, and they call that line dancing. Sometimes it has country music to it. Yes, sir.
Do they when they're sitting down, there's music? Do they like it
Sure, you'll see them tapping their toes. They love to listen to music. That is a great question.
So it sounds like these are not the kind of people that just sit around in their chairs all day. They're sounding
Not at
very
all.
active.
As you can see, one picture up here, she's playing golf. And we're going to go through your little packet, and you'll see, we can open the packets now. All right, I just want you to be careful now. You're only going to take out one thing at a time.